Hello, everybody. Mobius1 here with Ticorah on Skype, who I have to reassure her again, you cannot see.
Which is a good thing. Otherwise, he'd be in a lot of trouble.
We just watched the new Star Wars Rogue One trailer that was shown during the, what was it, the Summer Games?
I think you said the Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so, because I know there's a football game on right now, too, but I think it was the Olympics. And it's amazing. I thought about recording our initial reaction to it, but I just wanted to watch it, but I deeply regret not recording it now.
Just because I started asking questions.
Don't. Okay. We were having a discussion after watching this trailer that I think you guys would be very interested to take a part in, or just hear. But
I need to come back.
No, shush. Don't say anything. What we're gonna do? We're gonna watch the trailer again. Just so we could get it fresh. So, whenever you're ready. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, you're at 0?
I'm at 0.
Okay, go.
Okay.
The world is coming undone. Imperial flags reign across the galaxy.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
We've a mission for you. A major weapons.
That's ship reveal. Too cool.
We need to know how to destroy it.
If you're really doing this, I want to help.
Good.
Good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time.
We destroyed our home. I fight the Empire now.
I fear nothing. All is.
His eyes are freaky. Oh, that's why they're freaky.
He uses the Force to see.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
I think.
Thanks.
That would make sense. Otherwise, it was still very good costuming.
Every day they grow stronger.
There is a 97.6% chance of failure. He means well.
This is our chance.
I love that shot.
To make
I know you do. I knew it when I saw it.
It's so cool.
Are you with me?
All the way.
I want that track too. That music is beautiful. And Vader there at the end. Okay. So go ahead and ask the same question that you asked the first time. No, because there's a series of questions that you had. So go ahead.
Well, my first question was about the Death Star.
What about the Death Star?
Well, in this video,
I
it
believe
looked
your first question about the Death Star wasn't the Death Star blown up?
right.
Right?
I said, when did this take place? Because the Death Star was blown up. So was there 2 Death Stars? Because this
That's
Death
not
Star.
at all what you said. You're changing it now.
No, the issue was this. The issue was this Death Star that we just saw here is fully completed.
Yes.
Right. So the one I remember in A New Hope was not fully completed because that was part of the pressure of, like, we gotta hurry, like, they need to go and we need to go and take it out because it's, like, near operational or whatever, and the back half of it or whatever still wasn't done.
Could that possibly have been a second Death Star in Return of the Jedi that you're remembering?
Order. I don't know.
Alright, so fine. How many Death Stars were there?
I think that there was just one.
Just one Death Star.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And it was, like, blown up, and it was missing half of the side.
Okay. So what?
A side in a circle.
No, all right, let's go back in time. Go back to 1977. Okay.
When you weren't born
you're
and
young.
I was.
You're seeing the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
How did that movie end? You got Luke Skywalker
Luke
growing up on
Skywalker
Tatooine.
going down the channel and blowing it up.
And what did he do?
he sent like the
He shot the
missiles into
torpedoes, and what happened to the Death Star?
it blew up,
Right.
and like Darth went spinning out of control. Like,
Yep,
woo, 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 woo.
exactly. You see, that's good. That's exactly what happened. So, what episode number was that?
4.
And what happened to the Death Star?
It was blown up.
Okay, so fast forward now to 1983, 84
Wait,
or
but see,
something.
this is why I'm confused, because I'm watching this one.
No, ignore this one. Don't pay. Listen to me.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi comes out, right?
Yeah.
What happens at the end of Return of the Jedi? There are a couple different battles that happen at the same time, so you have,
It's funny
this
because
is
you
multiple
say that,
choice.
and the first thing that I think of is like Leia like leans on his sister or on her brother, and then Han Solo like figures it out.
Right.
That's what I remember from the
But
end.
there were 3 different
Ewoks,
battles
like,
going on.
around.
Yes, Ewoks, that's one of them. Good. What
Okay,
else?
so I remember that there was Ewoks. I remember that Han and was it Han and Leia? Yeah, because this is where he was like, he really liked her because she like had the blaster hidden, and she shot the stormtroopers who were gonna take him or whatever,
Yep.
and so they had to shut down a shield.
That was protecting what?
Well, I get where you're going with this, but this
What was
has
it?
nothing to do.
No, just answer the question first. We'll get to this.
I'm guessing it was for a Death Star.
That was, as far as completion goes,
Was that one not complete?
that was not complete, and that's why it had the shield
So
around it.
so did they blow up the one in the New Hope that they blew up was completed?
Yes.
Dude, I'm like
Remember, the whole reason they
taking
blew up
pictures.
Alderaan in A New Hope was because they had to do a final
Had
weapons
prove it,
test.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, but in my head right now, I'm thinking that they just did that to like show that it was operational.
Well, they did. It was a
Missing
power.
us.
It was a display of power, but it was also a test.
So I think I know what the problem is here.
Okay.
There's 2 problems.
Go ahead.
Okay, problem number 1 is this is what happens when the product makers out there in the world only give you pictures of one Death Star. Because like everything I have little pictures of or whatever, the Death Star's always looks like somebody took a chunk out of it. Like took a bite out of it. It's always missing half of it. So it's the only thing I remember is a Death Star that's half finished. That's the first issue.
Okay, so now go ahead and address your issue with this movie. This one's.
Well, now I understand, but where I was coming from is there was one Death Star that had a chunk bitten out of it.
Yeah, there was.
So if I'm looking at this one, which takes place before A New Hope, I was like, how on earth is this Death Star wholly formed? And in a matter of however many eons, it will have a bite taken out of it. So now you're telling me this is still 2 Death Stars, but this is the one.
This is the first Death Star.
But then this sucks because we know what happens in this movie because it obviously does not get blown up.
No, it does not get blown up in this movie, but that's not what they're fighting for in this movie. The group of rebels in this movie are trying to get the plans to the Death Star that Princess Leia has at the start of A New Hope.
Okay, I get it.
So, because at the beginning of A New Hope, they're like, oh, Princess Leia has these plans, and she gives them to R2, and then that's the story of A New Hope, is we gotta get these plans to the rebels. But the story of this movie is going to be, how did she get those plans in the first place?
Okay.
And what's really interesting about this movie, I think, is that since we know they get the plans, but we also know that this is going to be a one-of, like, there's not going to be a Rogue 2 movie. All of these, like...
Right, so we know all the story has to happen here.
Right. Not only that, but none of these characters are guaranteed to survive.
That's true, since we didn't see them.
We could get to the end of Rogue One, and all of the main characters could die. You know what I mean? Like, it could be one of those things, like, we have to hold out while these plans are transmitted, and, like, they're all defending this, like, beacon or something to the last minute to get that. This is, like, the little progress bar to get to 100%, you know what I mean?
Well, at least
like,
we know they're not going to die from the Death Star blowing them up.
That's true. They will not.
Because they would not have had to show the Force of Alderaan, because there already would have been an ethos out there that this had occurred.
Correct.
So we know that's not how it's going to end.
That's true.
Well, and see, here was the other problem.
Maybe they'll blow a huge chunk out of the Death Star, and then
And then my theory is accurate?
Exactly.
Right. Well, the other challenge I have, which I know is probably incredibly shocking to you, is that I probably watched A New Hope, like, I don't know, 50 times. From the time
That's
it came
it?
out. No, wait. No.
Go
No,
ahead.
no, 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 no. No. So listen. So we watched A New Hope, and the reason why we could watch it, because if you recall, since you've graciously pointed out the years in which I was available to see the movie, there was no VCRs yet. There was no, live streaming. So, and a lot of these movies did not always play on TV because they couldn't get the rights to them. So we were one of the first people that had cable. I remember the guy coming with his little clipboard to sell us this new crazy TV thing called cable. And so we were one of the first people that had cable. And so one of the movies that HBO would show, like, I don't want to say on loop, but would show a lot, was A New Hope. Ha ha ha. So, well, they showed a couple other ones, but I won't tell you what they were. Anyway, so I must have seen this one like 50, 60 times. I don't even know, right? To the point where I can, like, recite, like, verbiage, like, if I hear certain cues. Anyway, I never saw... Well, but this is...
Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm just
first of all,
I'm talking
this
to them. I'm not
was
talking to you.
when I was a girl in college in the 90s,
I know, this
when
was
geeks
taboo.
were not cool.
This was
Okay?
taboo. Fine.
Fine. So, I never saw Empire Strikes Back. So wait, so New Hope comes out, right? Then Empire Strikes Back comes out. I've never seen it. Then my parents took us to see Return of the Jedi in the theater.
I think we talked about this when we recorded.
You and I
Dark Side
have.
Moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we might have during the
Yeah.
RPG thing. Right.
Well, go
So,
ahead.
but then, so this would have been, let's see, when did Return of the Jedi come out? 84? Is that right?
I want to say it was like 77, then 81, then 83, but whoops.
I think it was somewhere around there, 83, 84. So we saw Return of the Jedi. Great. I did not watch A New Hope until I graduated from college.
83.
83. So I have like a ripped thread of how all this even gets put together.
Alright, that's fair. It's a lot less funny, but that's fair.
Well, they can still have the funny part of the first half of the video. But that, so if you were to ask me questions, the thing I know the least amount is actually Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, think about because then the other movies came out and then we were able to acquire them. And so I've had those things on continuous loop or whatever.
Alright.
Oh no, we're not going to do Quiz Tracy on Empire Strikes Back.
No, we're going to end this video. Where's that Star Wars trivia thing you got?
In a box somewhere?
Somewhere too far for you to reach.
Well, I can go get it. What are we doing with it?
I was just going to ask you, like, a question about Empire, and then I was going to let you ask me a random question out of the box. We got a Star Wars trivia game that we were going to use on stream, and we just haven't been streaming. So...
But it had pictures. That's why we were going to use it, I think.
Yeah. All right, well,
I
fine.
mean, you
Let me
can
just
ask me a
you.
random... Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
So, how did the Empire know the Millennium Falcon was going to Cloud City at the end? Because remember, they arrive at Cloud City and all the stormtroopers and Darth Vader are there waiting for them.
Wasn't it Lando gave up Han?
He did, but it's not like he called them and was like, hey, by the way, my old buddy Han Solo is coming by later today for a dinner. You want to pop in? They were there. Oh, really? Yeah.
Because I kind of thought that's what he did, actually.
Nope.
Because he was like, we had a deal, like, blah, blah, blah.
They did have a deal, but the deal that they had was not initiated by Lando. It was forced on him by Vader. Vader basically said, hey, look, if you don't help me capture this ship that's coming in, I'm going to have the Empire take over your facility.
Right. But, so, you're just saying...
how did the Empire get there in the first place? Why were they there?
Oh, shit.
No, he's not playing.
I have no idea.
Just Jonathan. It's Jonathan Arthur is what all I see.
I'm gonna have to watch this again now, and
You're
I'm gonna have to like.
watch this again.
Well, and you know
what
what
would be
the problem
amazing
is?
if we could have videos of us watching the movies.
Yeah, because I'm sure everybody's just waiting for that.
You would watch that. I'd watch it. There
Why?
would be doggy cam.
Because of the dogs.
The dogs. Anyway.
Well, I think the other problem
So, hold on,
is.
don't you want to know the answer to the question?
Well, wait a second. Yes, but after I say this, the other problem is that when we have it on, we're not watching it.
Well,
It's like on loop.
That's your problem.
Oh.
You never watch movies.
That's not true.
It's very true.
Really?
Yeah. That's why you don't remember any details, because you're always, like, playing a game on your phone or something.
Okay, that's not true, because there are times where I full out watch movies I still don't remember what happened later. You guys are like, it's funny, like, I could be like, do you remember this or that or my birthday or whatever? You're like, what's your name? But then you could be like, do you remember in the third scene at minute 5 when this happened? I'm like, how can you remember that shit? You can't remember, like, my birthday.
This is true, except I do remember your birthday. It was the one.
Yeah. After I had to grind it into your head.
So yeah, if you remember, as
go ahead.
as the Millennium Falcon was fleeing the Battle of Hoth, they went into the asteroid field, and the Star Destroyers and TIE Fighters were chasing them through the asteroid field. And how did they lose them?
They hid.
I knew you would remember this. They hid where?
Well,
they hid twice, so you got two choices again. Here.
Oh no! See, one is when they went into they thought they were hiding in the cave, but it was really the mouth of the bad guy.
That was the first one, so they were like, all right, we'll lose them in this cave.
And
they go into the cave, and they were safe, and then they realized it's not a cave, so then they go back out, and unfortunately the Empire was still there when they had to leave, so they were being chased again. And then how did they lose them the second time?
I want to say it's not right, and I don't want to say it now.
No, say it.
Are you gonna?
I want to say they hid on. No, but that was like.
No, I think you're right. They
hid on the backside of an asteroid or something.
Oh, so close. They hid on the backside of a Star Destroyer's bridge. Where the sensors wouldn't be able to like pick it up.
Oh, okay.
They like magnetically attached themselves onto the back of the Star Destroyer. And then since Han Solo, well, according to the old expanded universe, we're not really sure what Han Solo's origin story is now, but according to the old EU, Han Solo was at one time an Imperial officer when he was real young. And that's how he met Chewbacca, because he was a... long story, like he rescued Chewbacca because the Empire was enslaving Wookiees or whatever, and that's why Chewbacca pals around with him. But, so he knew that Imperials, when they leave a sector like that, will dump their garbage.
Yes.
Remember?
That I remember.
So they drift away
in the garbage.
From the Star Destroyer in the garbage, just pretending to be like another chunk of debris. And as the Star Destroyer goes into hyperspace, who do we see? Who sees them as they fly away? Boba Fett. Boba Fett knew that Han would know that, or like at least maybe took a guess or something. So Boba Fett is the one that beat them to Cloud City, called the Empire and said, I know where he's going. And that's how the Empire got to Cloud City before they did.
Oh. Do they show a scene of Boba Fett like in Cloud City too?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Now I kind of see it.
Remember, he's standing there.
He's standing.
Like, he's no good to me, dead.
Yeah.
Even
that's when they freeze him or whatever.
Yeah, and even when Darth Vader is revealed at that table, and he uses force pull to pull the gun out of Han Solo's hand. A bunch of stormtroopers come in behind them, blocking their exit, and Boba Fett comes out from around the corner next to Darth Vader. And that's the first time Han Solo realizes it.
Like in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so this video got way off track. It was supposed to just be about Rogue One, but it looks
mean harassing Tracy for not knowing about multiple Death Stars?
We really just need to bring that to No Moon back so we can have the little Star Wars talk show.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so we can embarrass me more.
Exactly. Alright, guys. Hopefully you found this as entertaining as I did.
Smart ass. I know you're good. I'm going to get so much hate for this.
We'll see you next time.